The bulls and the bears are battling it out not only in the markets, but in a collection of games from Bullieverse. Balthazar's alpha team has just released a research report on Bullieverse, so let's jump into it and see how they scored. Seemingly, it all started with the bulls and the barbarians. That's right, the barbarians. Opposites as they are, the conflict that ensued was bound to happen. The Great Bear Hunt at the Berries boot camp was a giant bloodbath. A lot of bulls were lost, but for each lost bull, several bears were slain. A virus has been thriving in the wake of slaughter, and every bear is susceptible. The war between bull and bear is no more. It's now between the living and the dead. Although the bulls are powerful, the numbers dwindled during the bear hunt, and they've realized the necessity of allying with the few bears left alive. Once a bear has hibernated for at least 30 days to purge the inherent virus, they can join the Bullieverse army and help take on the Lamented. It's definitely a bit of a silly vibe for their lore, however, it seems like that's the vibe that they're going for overall. It does seem like it might appeal more to crypto people or people who are into finance, so it'll be interesting to see how the lore would also fit for just gamers. Bullieverse has to date 2 games in its portfolio, Bear Hunt and Necrodemic. Bear Hunt was the first game within the Bullieverse and went live in May 2022. The single-player game awarded players that overcame the challenge with a bear NFT. Now, this game isn't available for everyone to play, but their next game, Necrodemic, is. Necrodemic is a free-to-play survival-based thriller. Kill zombies, get essence. Use the essence to buy stronger weapons, ammo, nifty perks to enhance your chance of surviving. For those of you who like games with endless waves of enemies, this is going to be right up your alley, especially if you like something like Call of Duty Zombies. Because of the procedural nature of the game, you can't just go for a predetermined build, but you have to adapt and get the things you can when they're available at the shops that provide them at randomized locations. In Necrodemic, you'll compete on daily leaderboards, and rewards come as loot boxes. They also seem to be hosting regular tournaments with thousands of dollars in the prize pools. If you want to check out our Necrodemic gameplay video, you can go see that and see a better picture of the game, or as anyone can play it, just go ahead and download it yourself and give it a try as well. For now, Necrodemic seems to be Bullieverse's flagship game, but there are more games on the horizon. Project Longhorn will likely be some years away, but this is the AAA venture of the Bullieverse. It'll be a multiplayer PvP battle royale on Unreal Engine 5. It's a third-person shooter with all that the Bullieverse has to offer. There's also a mobile game being built, specifically targeting casual mobile gamers. We don't know much about this yet, but we suspect, as always, it has something to do with bulls. The roadmap of Bullieverse states that within Q3 or Q4 of 2023, they'll have 5 games launched and more casual and hyper-casual games as well. For 2024 and beyond, they want to scale the ecosystem to hundreds of games. We're likely to see a lot more from Bullieverse in the times to come. For all these reasons, the background section receives a 7 out of 10. Now let's jump into the NFT Gaming Assets and check out their artwork. In Bullieverse, the main NFTs are the Citizens of Bullieverse Islands collection. It's the initial collection of the 10,000 unique bulls. It was created in August 2021 and has since had a total trading volume of 1,154 ETH, and if you're interested in grabbing one, at the time of this video, the floor price is around 0.08 ETH. Having one of these bad boys instantly grants you citizenship on Bullieverse Island. As a citizen, you'll get access to the play-to-earn aspects of the game, exclusive NFT drops, and other in-game perks. Own your other assets in the space, and level up the NFT by participating in the economy. The land hasn't been sold yet, but as a citizen of Bullieverse Island, you'll have access to the sale when it goes live scheduled for this year. Land will be used to create experiences and mini-games, promote your brand, and host events. The Barbarians NFTs were obtained through a play-to-mint challenge in the first game, Bear Hunt. If you weren't around at the time to get yourself a bear, you can buy one second-hand. Hibernating or staking it for 30 days will unlock a 3D character of the bear that will be playable in future Bullieverse games. There will also be incentives to stake the bear for a certain amount of time to earn some bull tokens. Now, if you're like me, you might be thinking, okay, what if I don't have one of the NFTs or have the money to go buy one second hand? Can I still play these games for free? The short answer is yes, you can experience the Bullieverse without buying an NFT. You can consider the free pass to act like a freemium pricing model where you'll get to experience the stuff in the Bullieverse for all for free, but you won't earn any rewards or tokens without owning NFTs granting citizenship. Within the game, we also find several NFTs such as badges and achievements, like the Wraith Conqueror badge. There are also loot boxes containing customizables to the in-game avatars, cosmetic items, and weapons. Loot boxes were rewarded to those who staked Bull tokens for 2 years during the token launch in March 2022. Now, if you're not as familiar with NFT games, this is a pretty standard practice that a lot of games will do is sell off something like 10,000 NFTs and then constantly try to reward or bring value back to those players and early adopters of their game. It seems like Bullieverse is already doing a pretty good job at that, and it looks like they have more planned for those holders as well. One thing I always worry about with this type of model is what about free players, but they are also answering that on that side by allowing them to jump into the games, joining tournaments without holding an NFT. It seems like those 10,000 holders have definitely built a strong baseline for their community. The question is, can they really draw in those free-to-play players without all the other perks and rewards that they're giving to the NFT holders? If they can do that, then I'm going to be a lot more bullish on this game. The Balthazar Alpha team has awarded the NFT Gaming Assets a 7 and also the artwork a 7 out of 10. Time for the white paper where we look at more of the technical side, economy, blockchain, and more. Bullieverse's economy is built on 5 main drivers: the Bull token, in-game rewards, a player-driven economy, in-game advertising, and asset ownership through blockchain technology. Bullieverse builds its open metaverse on the top of the Ethereum on Polygon blockchains. The original NFT collections are all on Ethereum, while the new NFTs and Bull tokens are now on Polygon, as we've seen with most games who started out on Ethereum. Bullieverse has a multi-year plan to become decentralized by giving Bull token holders voting governance. They estimate that Noah Labs will no longer have the majority vote by January of 2026. I really like here that they have a plan and almost a roadmap for decentralization ahead. A lot of games just say they want to be decentralized but have really no idea or how long that will take to achieve, and I like how Bullieverse has laid out their plan here. As far as the tech side, Bullieverse uses Unreal Engine from Epic Games as the base. However, they've built an in-game creator engine called Snow Crash on top of this. Due to Snow Crash's features, creators can place portals in Bullieverse's Metaverse Island that lead to other games. Snow Crash uses Unreal Engine's built-in gameplay framework, giving Snow Crash users the full potential of Unreal Engine. I love how Bullieverse isn't just saying that they want to bring in creators to build into their metaverse, they're actually giving them the tools to do so. From what we can see from the roadmap, the team has finished the goals of 2021 and 2022. With the recent update to the roadmap, we get an idea of what the next year will look like. Already for Q1, 3 main milestones are checked off and the last 4 are still in progress. Bullieverse definitely seems to be on the right track in creating a metaverse. There are ambitious goals on the roadmap, and the vision to scale to the ecosystem of hundreds of games and millions of gamers is a noble one. However, it is also a big challenge in several regards. They have to build out a community of gamers that stick to the metaverse and provide fresh content and new games. Outsourcing game creation to the community and other developers is a clever move, but they will likely need to reach a critical mass of participants for this to work properly. As we see it, Project Longhorn, the AAA project they have in the works, could be the catalyst that unlocks the growth of the Bullieverse. With a team of about only 30 people with tons of stuff on their plate, we don't see Project Longhorn being realized anytime soon. Therefore, growing the team is also a likely essential part of the scaling of this project. The Bullieverse white paper, including things like the roadmap, tokenomics, and more, receives a 7 out of 10. Now let's take a quick look at the team who's building Bullieverse. Bullieverse is a team of around 30 employees in various roles. The founders and C-suites seem to be mature individuals with a long history within the IT industry and years of experience as developers themselves. We also find a lot of young talent, especially in the creative department, where many come from the same creative environment in northern India. Sorini, the CEO himself, is a blockchain expert and hardcore software engineer, understanding the technicalities of it all. On top of this, there are a lot of game developers fluent in Unreal Engine. Then there are the artists designing, drawing, and animating the assets within the game. Looking at the track record of employees, most of them have been with several companies in the past, doing similar things to what they are doing now. If you want to take a deeper dive of the team, we have done an interview with Sorini, the CEO of Bullieverse, and I would highly recommend going and listening to that on our YouTube video or on our podcast platforms. The team working on Bullieverse receives a 7 out of 10. Before we get to the final score of Bullieverse, I do want you guys to know that we are building out an awesome Discord where we're doing events, giveaways with a lot of these Web3 games, and much more. So if you want to get into that, it's still currently privately closed, but you can drop a comment below with the reason why you want to get into our Discord, and you might just find yourself an invite. Now for our final concluding thoughts and pre-release score of Bullieverse. If you read through the full report, you'll notice that Bullieverse scores a 5.5 out of 10 on their website and an 8 out of 10 on their socialnomics. Regarding Bullieverse's goal to have the community create hundreds of games and host millions of players, we're curious how this will look. We're not overly convinced that other game developers and projects will create standalone games within the Bullieverse. However, we do see an avenue where community members and modders will make spin-offs or custom modes within the game provided by the core team. Hundreds of individual fun games within the ecosystem feels a little bit like a stretch, especially with the current resources and size of community. We're also curious if the next games within the Bullieverse will keep focusing on the competitive edge. Maybe we'll see a real esports initiative with the AAA game Project Longhorn. Also, as Bullieverse being one of the biggest Web3 projects in India, maybe they're positioning themselves as the one to put India on the esports map. Although these are huge goals, we acknowledge that the Bullieverse's team consists of blockchain experts such as the CEO, an experienced team where most members are familiar with their current tasks. With such experienced team members in design, animation, and game development, to name a few, we believe that they can build a metaverse and achieve their goals. The project also has a great community. Having steady and loyal members at such an early stage will be crucial to the success of Bullieverse. If the team can continue as they have done, we expect to see their community grow even more. However, the challenge will be for the project to build an economic and game structure that will support the future goals of millions of players. We're excited to follow along on this project and see their future success. Based on the 7 different scored categories from Balthazar's alpha team, Bullieverse receives a pre-release game score of 7 out of 10. Well, there you go. That's our alpha team's deep dive into the project Bullieverse. Let us know what you think in the comments below of the score, but also just the project in general. And don't forget, you can go download and try out their game Necrodemic right now, or check out our other videos on Bullieverse. For now, that's going to be it though. Thank you, Salama Gracias, for tuning in. We'll see you at these other videos here coming up. If you haven't seen our Babylon SDK demo yet, you need to check out how this is making it super easy for gamers to get into your Web3 game. Registering for your game also creates a non-custodial wallet. Picking up in-game gold goes into our wallet. In-game NFT marketplace is also a blockchain transaction. Contact us to get registered for a Babylon SDK beta. Thanks everyone for watching.